Hello people, my name is Gaurav Goyal and I'm the founder of the Code Mentors. In this tutorial, I'm going to tell you how you can build a game using the PhaserES6. Phaser is a framework or a 2D engine for those who would like to make games for the web and the mobile using the HTML5 and the JavaScript. Now this is Phaser plus ES6. ES6 is the new version of the JavaScript, which is JavaScript version 6. And if you would like to know more about the ES6, then you can just go to the w3schools.com and you can learn more about the new features in the JavaScript version 6. Now let's come back. Alright, now in this tutorial I'm going to tell you how you can download the Phaser, how you can set up the Phaser using the command line, and how you can install the dependencies using the npm, which is the native package manager, and how you can run the Phaser game into mobiles for the Android especially, but for the iOS people I would say that you can take this tutorial as a reference, and this tutorial is for the Android right now, but yes, it can work for the iOS as well. You just need to do some few changes here and there. Alright, now let's start using the PhaserES6 and download, and let's set up the PhaserES6. Alright, now to go to this link, you just type the PhaserES6 webpack here, and the very first link you will get this, which is a GitHub link. Just click on it and you will come here. Now here you have all the files of the Phaser which we are going to download. Okay, so just click on this clone or download and download it as a zip file. Okay, now I already have this link, okay, which is already downloaded, but I still download this. Okay, and now if you have downloaded this, you just go to the folder and you will see this zip file, PhaserES6 webpack master. Now I'm going to extract this. Okay, so this is the folder. I'm going to my Code Mentors folder, and let me create a new folder here. Let's call this Code Mentors tutorials. Alright, and in this folder again I'll create one more folder. I call this this is Phaser. Okay, now in this Phaser folder I'm going to just go to my zip file and extract this here. Now, alright, so we have extracted the file. If you go inside this, you will see that it's already come up with a lot of files, and also the source file, which is state, sprites, and other things. So basically this webpack is already coming up with the proper setup of the Phaser, and everything is there except few things which I'm going to tell you how you can install all that to run this successfully. Okay, now let's go back to the page PhaserES6 webpack. Now they're saying that you need to install this. You can also clone this repository in your git space if you would like to. Otherwise you can just download it like that, like we have already done that. Okay, now you need to install the Node.js and the npm, okay, which you can install it from here. So just go to this link and you can install this recommended version or the current version, whatever version you would like to install. You can install it. Once you install this Node.js and npm, we come up to here. Now install dependencies. This is npm, that's why we have installed the npm, because using this package manager we can install all the dependencies we wanted in our project. Okay, now this is npm install. So this is using the command line, and you can also download the yarn, which is another software to installing all these dependencies, but we are going to use the command line for that. So I'm going to, let me go back to my folder here, and let's rename this folder, the extracted folder, and I'm going to rename this to Phaser Phaser game. Okay, now let's run the command line. Okay, let's open the command prompt. Now open the command prompt because we have to install the npm in this because I have already installed the Node.js and the npm software npm tool. Now I have to install the npm in my code, in my Phaser code. Okay, so how do you do that? So just go to the directory D. Now this is in my D directory, as you can see here, so I'll just put D colon and it come into the D directory. Now you have to check now you say change the directory, and like it's code mentors, which it's inside the code mentors slash it's again inside the code mentors tutorials, and now slash Phaser. This is my Phaser game slash, and this is Phaser game. Okay, so this is the real path for my Phaser game, where my Phaser game is, and just enter it. Now it's inside this Phaser game folder. Now you can simply say npm install. We are installing the package manager so that we can install all other dependencies later on, like Cordova, or if you would like to install the plugins for the Facebook, for the Google Plus, and all other services, then the npm, you will find that npm is really handy, and it actually makes your life very easy. Okay, so you just say npm install, enter. This is going to take a little time. Alright, so let's install it. This could take a little time. A lot of libraries is downloading. Okay, let me show you something else until it download. Just go back to the page where you have downloaded the Phaser. Now here you'll say that after installing the npm, you can run the development server, which is npm run dev. Okay, this will run a server, so you can run the game in a browser, and it will also start a watch process. So the moment you change your source code, it will immediately affect on the browser, automatically affect and immediately affect on the browser. Alright, and this is how you can deploy your code. Okay, and this is going to create a folder of your assets and the source code and the deploy. Basically, this is going to create a folder for the publish. And now this is for the Cordova. Okay, so you need to run the Cordova, and this is going to install all the Cordova modules and the files and the frameworks required. And after that, you can add the Android version of the Cordova, and then you can simply run the Cordova. If you have if your device is attached to your computer, then it would automatically run the APK into your mobile. let's see if it's completed or not. It's still in progress. Let's go to the code of the phaser game and let me show you what you have in this code. Let's go to the source folder. Okay, this is the folder where you're going to put all your states and all your JavaScript files, or all your source code would be here, and the assets folder where you can have your images, sounds, and everything will come in the assets folder. Okay, now let's go to the source folder. Now the source folder has a lot of files, and this is the state. These are the states file. These are the states of the phaser, which is boot, game, and splash state. And these are the sprites. Okay, they have the sprite class as well, and that is the best part of the ES6, that they have classes now. And now you can have, and this is the index file and the config file. I'll tell you what's inside all these files later on. First, let's run this code and let's see what this webpack comes with. Alright, it's saying npm added packages and all this stuff. Alright, so our npm is completed successfully and installed successfully. Now we need to say npm. Okay, you don't need to change this directory. The directory will be same. npm run dev. Make sure your spelling is correct, otherwise you will get an error, and enter. Now this is going to run the development environment for us, and going to open this file in the Chrome like this. Okay, now we have this game ready on the localhost. So your server is ready and you have set up the phaser successfully. Okay, and now you are in the development environment. Wow, that's great, that's nice. Okay, so guys, now you have seen that how to install, how to download the phaser, and how to run the phaser on the web server. Okay, in my next tutorial I'm going to tell you what's there in these file, and what these files says, what code this file has, and then later on we're going to build our own states, and we're going to see how we can render our own images, our own buttons, and we are going to make a complete game using this phaser. And I hope you will like it. So thank you guys, and stay tuned for the next tutorial, and please subscribe the channel. Thank you so much.